Hello and welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Long Dark Interloper. Once again, the beginning of another stream. Once again, we're going to attempt to go up the hill here to
I'm gonna have to leave something
attempt
behind.
to progress the tale. So we did. I did between parts check. We do need to come up to the ruined town. So we've been to where we need to go before. The difficult part is we do need to do it during Aurora. And that is difficult because Timberwolves be Timberwolves. So either I need to get up there and be simply ready to deal with where I need. Well, to be fair, I need to get to the town during an aurora. So I either need to be in the town or get to the town when the aurora is happening. That's the difficult component. We do have a little bit of scurry risk. Rosehip tea or rosehip pie is one way to deal with it and delay it a little bit. The other way is going to be just to eat a bunch of things like cattails that provide some. I don't think we got any scrap metal here. If we had some usable scrap metal, I could make a set of fishing tackle, and there would be a place where we could actually do some fishing. However, that of course requires scrap metal, and it requires us to get up to the place which we do fishing at, which is actually past the Timberwolves. We're not worried about food, we're sort of worried about vitamin C. If scurvy gets out of hand, the solution to that is to abandon the far territories and go back to our fishing spot.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
It is cold. It's probably not going to get warmer today. And for some reason, I'm quite heavy. I actually have a good reason to be heavy, so that's somewhat surprising. I'll have to go do an inventory triage once I get back to the house. Oh, this is maybe not the coldest of cold. Suppose I could... Yeah, let's go back into the house. We'll warm up, we'll do inventory triage, and then we'll go up the road. Take a little bit of a gamble about there potentially being an aurora. Because, of course, the difficulty is getting past the Timberwolves. Once we're past the Timberwolves, and the aurora happens, the aurora is going to reveal the safe area up there. So we'll get a safe area the moment the aurora happens, if we're in the town. So I don't necessarily need to wait out the aurora. Or I don't have to go through the wolves during the aurora. I just need to get there before the aurora happens and get properly secured. Now that might not be easy to do. Okay, because I'm carrying so many torches. That's fair. I guess it's something to do while warming up, is I can disassemble some of the torches. Take a little bit of weight that way. I'm going to leave the surplus sticks here. Could also leave some water here. It wouldn't be the end of the world to leave some water here, I think. Leave a liter of water here and 2 sticks. And we'll be able to walk at full speed. Yeah, I think we're going to go up the hill. So assuming we don't die during this stream, this should be a 4-part stream. Do I sprint? Get where we're going. That'd be the cost of fatigue. That's actually something I'm willing to pay. Pay the fatigue cost. Normally I'd be opposed to it, but what we can do is I'm going to eat more rosehip pie. I got 2 more loads of rosehip pie that we're going to eat for vitamin C. And then I need to actually find more flour before I can make rosehip pie again. Seedling spring. Don't think the water here is deep enough to fish. I think we have to go all the way up to the top place. Though I might be wrong. We might be able to break into that ice. Though I believe there might be a fishing hut. Up there. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been there yet. I only took quick glances at places that weren't immediately associated with the tail. But yeah, we're going to go up to the first A-frame. When I get there, I think we're going to cook a batch of rosehip pie. And then that rosehip pie will give us the energy to keep going, so we don't need to stay hunkered down in there. And the goal is to get up to the Timberwolf area before the aurora strikes, if an aurora strikes. And then we're going to be a little bit gambling with the weather on how to proceed at that point.
My head feel thick.
Because it's going to be nighttime. It's going to be that awkward place of, yeah, we want to get into the town, so if there is an aurora, we don't have to go through the walls, but at the same time, if it's absolutely terrible weather, that's going to make it hard to stay on station in the town. So, that's going to be fun in its special ways. I haven't fallen through that bit yet. I don't know if that's a place where you can fall, or if the thing is you have to sprint through it. And honestly, I think a long-running interloper game is not the place to figure out which it is. Okay, we're taking a little bit of damage here, which isn't ideal. So I'm going to get a little closer to the A-frame, or first A-frame area. First A-frame hut? Survival hut, whatever it's called. Does sound like the weather has improved, but once you're cold, you're cold. We did also kill a wolf. I can try to recover the wolf hide. We'll see how the weather is.
The sun's setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
There's a little bit of meat here. We're not going to make use of that meat. Got 6 sticks. I hope that's enough to cook what I want to cook. Just going to stick it all in. Worst case scenario, I can blow it as a torch. Place. Skillet. In the skillet goes rosehip pie material. 56 minutes. 45 in it. It's going to be a little close. I'll have to... Well, I don't have to, but I am going to. We're going to poke around for a moment to see if we can see any usable resources outside. While I'm out here poking, this is actually extending the fire, so I probably only need to come out and poke, look around for some resources, and then give up and go back inside. Should be enough time. Yeah, not seeing any sticks that I can make use of. We got some rose hips, but we're not desperate for rose hips. Actually, kind of got too many rose hips. Okay. There's a little bit more wood potential up by the next A-frame building. Okay, 34, 35. Okay, so we'll have just enough time on the fire here. That's going to give us more energy, going to give us more calories, allow us to keep going for a bit. Maybe not ideal from a healing standpoint. Okay. We do want to take the time. Yeah, we'll take the time to assemble one torch, just so we have a spare stick. And then we'll go. It is pretty windy, which is not really ideal. In theory, I suppose if we get close enough for when the Aurora starts, we could have taken advantage of the fact that the wolves will despawn for the Aurora specifically. They'll despawn and respawn as the Aurora counterparts. Well, that's what they do if they're not aggroed on. If they're aggroed on you, they say the normal ones, if memory serves. Gonna grab a few more cattails. We're not that desperate for vitamin C yet. We're coming up on the wolf. I don't think this is warm enough weather to warrant harvesting his hide. But I think it's the only thing left on him at this point. I think we got everything else off. Yeah, the hide's all that's left. How warm is it? Minus 33, yeah. Not warm enough to warrant trying to harvest the wolf. If it was like minus 19 or something, we'd do it.
Can't feel my feet.
Okay, approaching A-frame B. The ruined town up ahead again is the place with the wolves, so it'll be a little bit of fun trying to get past the wolves into the town without getting aggroed. Though it probably is better to do it during the day rather than waiting till night. We should take a moment to warm up here. take stock of our equipment and such. Oh, if I make more oil, we can still go. I thought I was out of the flour in my memory. Plenty of calories, probably do with more fatigue. Yeah, it's getting past the... So I'm gonna drop you, save a little bit of weight that way. Okay, let's warm up by just sleeping a single hour. Scary risk sneaking back up on us again. Yeah. Okay, sounds like the wind has gone. Or at least has become far more manageable. So that means this is a good time. Well, there's no aurora yet, and that's going to kind of be the problem. It's not good enough to be past the Timberwolves and in the town. I gotta be past the Timberwolves and in the town when there's an aurora. I don't see any wolves. I'm not sure if after the wild ranger fish if they're guaranteed to always be up. Now, not seeing any wolves might just be my poor eyesight. There we go. My eyesight apparently got fixed and I can now see them. Yeah, some timber wolves between us and the town. If I'm hugging the side here, we might just about get past them.
My fingers feel numb. So cold.
Take a little bit of damage getting past them. If the weather holds, then this is kind of where we want to be. Don't necessarily need to be in the town. We want to be like in dashing distance in the town. We got 6 hours to gamble for if the aurora is going to come. And I got like 6 pieces of coal, so we got fuel time to stay on proverbial station here. Though that's probably just about enough time we need to stay. For it to go the whole night. Be a little careful in the town. There may be another pack in or around the town. But at this point, I think we're just looking for a good place to set our fire up, warm up. Okay, we're on the far side of the town. Town's looking fairly safe. Both sides of it are not. Okay, as good as it's gonna get.
Come on, Come on.
No, actually, no. Because I picked up more rose hips, I've got plenty of rose hip pie for me. Okay. The pie doesn't smell. What to do while I'm sitting here? I could sleep to pass the time. That's an option. Yeah, let's go with the sleep option. Sleep 1 hour stint. Not ideal for fatigue recovery. Well, not ideal for condition recovery. Allows us to kind of work a bit here. While we're waiting for the aurora. Making water. And I suppose why we are probably going to use the rosehip pie for fatigue recovery, that we could probably hold on to it and use it for emergency fatigue recovery, like coffee, rather than you need to scoff it down right now. Yeah, this appears to be a reasonably sheltered location. Hiding behind the house here. The weather goes absolutely screwy, in which case the wind might take our fire here. Then that'll be a situation where we probably want to abandon this location. Or if we get the aurora, then we go into the safe location. Okay, let's go 1 more hour. I think because of how the temperature is, we should get that hour pouring coal in. Eat another cattail to delay the scurvy. Hydrate up. And we're light as we are because we've got, well, we put 2 pieces of coal in the fire. So we're now 3 coal in the fire deep, and the pot and the thing bagger on the floor. Okay, we're running out of potential aurora time. I'll probably try to exfiltrate. We don't get an aurora by dawn. Not tired enough. Okay. Yeah, it's done. We're not going to get an aurora today, or aurora night, because there's no more night. I think for exfiltration, I don't want a lit torch. We'll take torches with us and we'll put them out, but we won't take the fire with us, because otherwise we're going to be more likely to attract the attention of the wolves. And I'm going to work our way back down to that tunnel, the cave. Gathering coal, I think, is going to be a good use of the physical day here. Because we don't have an aurora, we don't have an aurora. Timberwolves are still there, so we still need to be careful on the way back. Once we get to the A-frame, a little bit less worried. Even though technically this is a B-frame. It's an A-frame building. So there's the wolf pack. I think we'll be safe for the rest of the trip once we're past pack. But yeah, from here they'd probably notice me if I had a lit torch, so we're just accepting we can't take the fire with us. That was maybe the mistake I had the last time I was up here. Try to sneak past them as I try to take the flame with me.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Yeah, we know where that is. You can see it on the horizon. It's right over there. We're just a little bit more worried about the Timberwolves right now than the cold.
Wait.
But yeah. The other flip side is we could in theory get a glimmer fog. But because that's fog, I'm a little bit more expecting that we can get past the wolves in the fog. A little bit easier than during the aurora. The aurora is going to be clear whether the fog is fog after all. Why am I so heavy? Because we're carrying too much water. That's fair. Not quite enough to clear up the weight. I can see here munching on food. I think we're far enough to pass. Let's take a sprint here. Get to the warmth. Now, it has been long enough that the Timberwolves we killed before are probably dead. Yeah, maybe we haven't respawned, but they're probably dead. Okay, slipping in here. Get warm.
Looks like I survived another night.
And as he says, looks like he survived another night. Let's eat cattails and use that to both delay the scurvy, which has been getting worse. And get yourself reasonably fed. I'm gonna hold on to the pie here for if we need more fatigue. Majority will be right now. We don't. We're gonna take a 1 hour sleep to get warm. It is only gonna give us like 1 condition back again, so we're not necessarily gaining condition doing what we're doing. I guess it's not that warm in here, is it? Yeah, it's only like 8 in here. Sure, we'll sleep 1 more hour. Just get the fatigue and the warmth back. And then we're gonna withdraw back down to that cave and retrieve some coal down there, hopefully. Yeah, we're circling over the human corpse. It's still fairly early morning, so it's still surprisingly cold. I suppose I could take the time to harvest the wolf hide. Would have to use the coal, so I'd be gambling on there being coal in the cave. Assume the wolf is still here. Didn't check how damaged he was. Yeah, it's still here. How bad is it in the wind shelter here? Minus 22. I forgot to have a stick. I don't have any fuel to start the fire. I've got the coal to keep the fire going, but not to start the fire. We're going to have to come back to that. What we'll do is we'll get the coal first and then come back to it. We'll go for like 8 pieces of coal. We'll use 2 to get warm enough to harvest it. Are there cattails down in that bit? No. Let's back into the cave and warm up in the cave first. We'll look for the coal, look for the coal, get the cattails, eat some cattails.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Harvest the wolf hide. Sort of stuff. Actually, to save lantern fuel, we got a bunch of torches. Let's use some torches. Well, that's like actually a question. Does entering this cave count as a save point? It does. Okay, that's going to be a little bit on the shorter side. I'm going to try to keep these episodes 30 to 40 minutes long. I noticed I was over 30 minutes, so this was a good place to put a save in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a quick stretch, and then we'll be right back to recording. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.